Hey everyone, welcome to the new session Ask Me Anything on SQL. Right? So before start the session, let me just confirm me I am audible or not. If I am audible, then please put a yes comment to the live chat for that we can start the session. In between, let me tell you that Great Learning has came up with the idea of Great Learning Academy, where you will also get lots of ample amount of new courses for free, which are actually in the training domain like machine learning, artificial intelligence, programming, cloud computing, digital marketing, and many more. And if you are someone who is really comfortable with Hindi, we have lots of courses in Hindi as well. So let me tell you and let me show you what is Great Learning Academy. So if you just write Great Learning Academy in the Google, then you will get redirect to this particular website. If you just click on this website, it will redirect you to lots of courses we have over here. So as I have said that we have lots of training domain courses. Like you can see, these are the domains we have: this data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IT softwares, cloud computing, marketing, finance, big data, and many more, right? And this best part is, once you actually enroll for these courses, you will get the free material plus the course video with the free certificate. These certificates are going to give you lots of value in your resume and your LinkedIn profile as well. And one more best part is, these courses are designed by the prestigious university and also the professors. Then why to wait? Then go and grab this opportunity as much as you can, and also start learning the new skills that will always skill up yourself, right? And also, if you really want to go for enrolling these courses, you will get the link in our chat, and also you will get the link in the description directly. And we also have Great Learning Academy app, where you will get the same features as well, right? So it's your choice. If you want to go do these things from your apps, you can go for doing this as well. And please don't forget to subscribe Great Learning, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this particular video if you really like it, right? I hope I am audible. Okay, I can see yes. Okay, so not lots of yes I can see, right? Okay. Okay, got it. I can see few questions. I will answer your questions. Before that, I just want to know how many of you have idea about SQL. So let's get started with basically this Ask Me Anything. I think this will be quite interesting, right, with time, because I will try to answer all your questions as much as I can. And also the thing is, okay, right. And also please don't spam. This is my request to you guys, because for that I will maybe yeah, for that maybe I will lose the questions that you are asking me. So yeah, so let's see. Okay, so someone is asking about, are you talking about SQL server? So basically no, we are going to talk about SQL, the commands we have. Okay, some of you are asking what is SQL. Yeah, I will talk about that as well. A little bit about the basic description about database management system, and also what is SQL, how can you get started with SQL. And we do have a course on SQL in our Great Learning Academy. You can check that out as well. Right, the basic course for beginners who can start their journey with SQL. Right. Some of you asking about what's the full form of SQL? Structured Query Language, Santha. No, Lance, not that. Structured Query Language, the full form of SQL. So let's have a look at what is database. So it's a question for you guys as well. What is database? What do you think? What is database all about? Okay, Yash is asking, will you teach how to take data of clients on website with SQL? It's a good idea, Yash. Not in this session, basically. It's basically all about Q&A session. But yeah, we can do something like that. Then please don't forget to put this in the comment. For that, we can come up with the tutorial or a live session on this. Right? Okay. Okay. Okay, I can see lots of questions. Before that, like went into the questions, like what do you think that what is database? How many of you have idea about that? Okay, let me just give your questions answer one by one then. I have a question regarding difference between functions versus stores procedure versus views with an example. Yes, Ahmed, maybe in the later in the section, it's a little bit advanced part. We will do that, right? Okay. Uh, so Ankit is asking, suppose I have 5 crore row data in one table, then I'm using update query. Then after I want to interrupt this query, can I interrupt query on 5 crore of update query? See, if you want to update a query, you can do that, but when it comes to 5 core row data, that time it's gonna take a lot of time, and if you want to actually going to interrupt this query, I think you will get an error on that, right? So as when the our data becomes really huge with SQL, it's really becomes very problematic for SQL to handle this, right? So in this case, whenever you go for doing any such kind of a operation, you have to think 1,000 times before do this on your data, right, Ankit? Okay, importance of starting SQL. Susan Vinod. So basically, importance of SQL, if you ask me, if you are someone who have idea about how to do the front end, how to do the back end, but you don't know how to manage a database. Now, as we were talking about the database, so why do we need to learn about database? Basically, it's a container where you can actually store your data, right? When you store your data, you need to know how to manage them, right? So yeah, this is where you have to know the database concepts. If you don't know it, you don't know how to handle your data. Suppose you are making a website and there you don't know how to handle a database, but from that website you are making a data, right? From that website maybe you are just selling something. That selling something also, you are basically generating a data. If you don't know how to store it, how can you manage your company, right? So in this case, yes, database management system or SQL is one of the most important part you have to know about, right? Okay, I get lots of questions, guys. Please pardon me, I will take few times to figure it out these questions. Okay, I think you got your question, Vinod, right? Okay, what? Okay. Okay, Kida is asking, ma'am, how can I get job after this? So, getting a job after this, what you need to do? You have to learn SQL in a very concise and proper way. You need to know how to, get started with the huge amount of data, the basics of MySQL. We do have a whole playlist of MySQL in our channel. Please don't forget to subscribe Great Learning again, because if you subscribe Great Learning, you will get a lots of new updates whatever we are going to put. And also we have a course on Great Learning Academy for SQL. You can do that, and after that you will get a certificate that will always help you to get a job, right? So getting a job is not about certificates again, but yeah, your knowledge also matters, but always having a certificates is an add-on, right? So you can do and do that. I think it will help you. Santa is asking, SQL full form. SQL full form is structured query language. No, not in Hindi, guys. But again, if you really want to do something in Hindi, we do have lots of courses in this Get Learning Academy where you will do these courses in Hindi, right, in your comfortable language. And after do that, you can get the certificates. It's always add on for this Great Learning Academy. Okay. Chalapati is saying, why I am not able to click the link provided. Maybe our moderator is going to send the link again. You can try it out, copy and pasting the link. Okay, Jivan is asking, ma'am, PLSQL and SQL Server, what is the difference between? So when we use PLSQL we use if we want to add some conditional statement to our database when we try to fetch or manipulate our data. So something about, when we talk about PLSQL and SQL, we cannot make any condition in SQL when we write a command, right? In the case of PLSQL, you can actually give some good condition when you try to make your data fetching from the database. So this is the basic difference, and PLSQL is like a programming language again, right? So SQL, it's like a structured query language, and PLSQL is something is always give you a opportunity to work as a programming language, the way you put conditions, you put loops and all, right? Twinkle Mehta is asking, please tell me the best SQL free learning resources. So let me go through the, yeah, can you see in the Great Learning you will get SQL. If you just write SQL, it will redirect to you MySQL basics. So you can see this is the 2 hours course we have, and you can do this, right? We are going to cover the database management system, types of DBMS, relational database management system, and the basic commands as well, right? So you can start off with this, and then if you want to do more, we have a full playlist in our channel for MySQL with the project as well, right? You can go and check them out, and please don't forget to let us know in the comment what you feel about this particular course, right? I think you got your answer, Twinkle. Okay, ma'am, what is the importance of studying SQL? I give the answer, Vinod, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so it's a good question by Ahmed. Can you please explain why we use subquery if we can use joins instead, right? So some of the cases, the basic like I don't know how many of you know the join, how many of you know subquery, right? So if you don't know joins, let me give you a quick heads up on that. So basically, if you have 2-3 tables in your database, and if you try to want to use all these tables to get one particular result, that time we go for using joins and subqueries, right? So particularly we prefer to do join, because subquery is something going to take more time to fetch your data. So like suppose you are doing these things for your own personal database, that time maybe your database is really small, that time this both will be get the preferences like SQL join and subquery. But in the case of suppose you are using a huge amount of data, that someone is asking about 5 crore rows of data, that time subquery is going to take a lot time to get executed, whereas the joins comparatively going to take less amount of time, right? So it's your choice which one you are going to take, but you can do the same query using joins and using subquery as well, Ahmed. This is your questions answers. I hope you got clear about that. Okay, I got a good question again from Sanjay Kumar. He's asking, can we work SQL with Python? Why not? We do have lots of session had done that on SQL with Python. So you can do all these things like creating a database to making a table to fetching a data from table. Everything can be done using Python, and you can actually connect your SQL or MySQL from Python Jupyter notebook as well, right? So yeah, you can do that. We can work with SQL with Python. If you don't know how to do that, then our moderator is going to send you the link, that SQL with Python. I think that will help you to get started with your this particular concept, Sanjay. Okay, Avinash is asking what is a query. I will answer your question. It's a very basic questions you have asked. Ma'am, should I learn SQL SAS as a data analyst? So Anu, if you want to become a data analyst, or if you are a data analyst, I suppose you should have an idea about SQL, right? Because when we talk about data analyst or data scientist, maybe we talked about only machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. But did you ever think this each and every field needs the data? But if you don't know how to handle this data, if you don't know how to visualize the data, if you don't know how to manipulate the data, how can you use them? Yeah, the storing procedure of this data, you can use SQL, you can use lots of other options as well. But yes, this is something you need to know as a data analyst. SQL, if I'm not wrong, for all the interviewers for data analysts, the basics requirement is SQL. You can learn SAS as well. I gave the answer given. What is the difference between PL/SQL and SQL, right? Okay. So Rishikesh is asking what's the best IDE to practice SQL. So yeah, this comes the IDE for SQL. We have MySQL, we have Oracle SQL. Now it's up to you which one you want to go for. If you want to go for MySQL, the syntax is different. If you want to go for Oracle SQL, the syntax is different again. Now we have a concept of ANSI SQL. For both the any software you are going to use, this SQL is like these commands are same for all, right? So these are the things you need to understand that you want to go for. These are the company difference, right? MySQL, Oracle SQL, right? So these are the company difference. So I like to prefer MySQL. If you want to go for using Oracle SQL, you can go for doing that, right? I hope you got your answer, Rishikesh. Okay. Sejidha, database collection of data. I don't understand your question. And guys, if you really like the session, do hit like. That will always motivate us to come up with the sessions like this and always help you to solve your doubts as well, right? So don't forget to subscribe Great Learning again and do like this video if you like this session, right? Okay. Okay, I got few other, I just lost it. Okay. Yes, Jivan, I know there is a little bit of background noise because some work is going on, right? Some construction is going on. I'm really very sorry for that. So Sandeep is asking, with SQL, can we handle backend development in any project? Yes, obviously, why not? Suppose you have a database management system, you have your database, and suppose you have made a website page where you are going to get some data from the user. So what you can do, you can make a page out of it, and when a user is going to fill that particular form, this data will be stored directly to your database management system. And now if you want to show some data to your customer based on their searches, suppose I don't know how many of you know about, obviously you should know about this filter options we have. Suppose we go for Myntra or Swiggy, Zomato, according to your choice you will get the result. How they do that? So in order to do that, what they do, they actually take your data, that what are the preferences you want to go for, and then automatically they actually make a query out of it. So when you give this data, you give the filter, right? Suppose we use where clause to give these conditions in SQL, right? I don't know how many of you knows about it, we will talk about that. So in this case, according to your choices, this query will get executed and you will get the result, right? So backend may actually this is working, your SQL is working in the backend, right? I hope you got your answer, Sandeep. Okay, Manoj is asking, if we learn SQL from Great Learning app, we can get job. Oh my god, this is a nice question, Manoj. But if you learn this particular SQL, you don't need to get a job from Great Learning. You will get a job by yourself only, right? Because all the companies currently want someone who has idea about SQL, who has idea about little bit of machine learning. Basically, why they want it, you have to understand the company's mindset. So when we talk about that, a company wants someone who has idea about everything. They don't want an expert on this, but they want someone who can handle all these things. Suppose you know how to handle the database, so when their data comes, you can give a proper solution, or you can know that there are what is the thing you need to do next, right? So in this case, you know how to use the data. Now when your data is stored, you know machine learning, or you know how to do the data mining, you know how to do this data cleaning procedure, right? So in this case, when you do going for doing this data cleaning procedure, when you go for using a machine learning model out of it, did you understand what are the works you are doing? Yes, you have a proper end-to-end idea, from storing our data to clean our data, from process our data to making a model, right? So this is why you need to know all these things. So if you know SQL, if you know machine learning and all these things, you will get a job for sure. Preeti is asking how to learn COD video or book how. I don't understand your question. Okay. Okay, please come with a complete project industry standard. So if you ask that, I should suggest you, we have 2 3 proper end-to-end course on SQL which you can refer to, like database management system for, if I'm not wrong, we have for broadband connection system and HR database management system. If you look our playlist for SQL, right, I hope you will get an idea about the project industry standard for SQL, how to do that, right? Arnav is asking, ma'am, I want to know what is the difference between SQL, MySQL, SQLite 3, PostgreSQL. Right. So when we talk about SQL, Arnav, the SQL is structured query language. Now this few companies are going to come into the picture, right? Like Windows, we have, right, sorry, not Windows, I'm so sorry, for like Microsoft, we have Oracle, right? They have their own softwares, right? They have MySQL, they have Oracle SQL, SQLite 3, and PostgreSQL is basically a object oriented programming SQL, right? The way we do ops like in our normal program, right, the same way we can do ops in our database as well. So this is the basic difference between MySQL, SQLite 3, PostgreSQL, and the whole total thing is known as structured query language. Right, I hope you got your answer, Arnav. Now, I cannot spell the name. Okay, so some of you asking, can we use SQL in machine learning? So I think you need to connect the dots basically. So if you know how to manage a data, how to store a data, then from there you know how to clean a data, right? When you clean a data, for there you know how to make a machine learning out of it. Can you see the dots over here? So basically storing a data using SQL, then cleaning a data using Python and some other libraries, and then making a machine learning model using Python again, right? So these are the dot. You need to know SQL in machine learning as well. Indirectly, yes, you need to know. Okay, Shalapati is asking, great explanation on join and subquery. Thank you so much. Okay, some of you asking about MongoDB. Yeah, it's again something related or interesting domain. How many of you know about NoSQL? There is a concept of SQL and NoSQL. Now you will ask me, why do I need to go for NoSQL? There are few flexibilities you will get for NoSQL. What are those flexibilities you will get? Let me give you a few examples who doesn't have any idea about MongoDB. MongoDB is basically a NoSQL platform where, suppose now what actually happening these days, you are making data from website. So whenever you are booking a cab, whenever you are ordering a food, basically you are generating a data for those companies. Suppose, how many of you know about Alexa? If you know about Alexa, so you are paying something to the Alexa. But what you are doing more for Amazon, that is you are helping them to train their model for Alexa. How? You will ask me how? You are actually giving the data to the Alexa, and using those data, Alexa becoming more smart with days, right? So when you have a data and you don't know what size you will have in the data, that time you should go for NoSQL or MongoDB, right? Because in the SQL there is a limitations we have. You need to give a proper length for your data. What are the data you are going to store? But in the case of NoSQL, you don't need to specify any specific data length. Your data can be any length, right? So this is something about MongoDB. Venkateshwara, I think you got your answer. Mahavir is saying, ma'am, I don't getting this course in app. Which course you are not getting? If you are not getting the course for MySQL basics, then please do let us know in the our mail academy@greatlearning.in, if I'm not wrong. So in that case, you can directly mail us if you are getting any problem, right? We do have like helping team who will get back to you on that. Mahavir. Okay, please tell me the roadmap for PLSQL developer and do I used it with Python again. Jai Shri Krishna. Okay, so I know it's taking time, guys. Please wait till the end. I will try to answer all of your questions again. Okay, so Jai Shri Ram is saying that the roadmap for PLSQL. So for PLSQL, what you need to know for PLSQL, the main thing again, you need to know SQL first. You need to have a basic idea about what is database management system, what are the types of database management system we have, what is SQL commands, and from there you can go for PLSQL, because PLSQL do have lots of features in it, right? So yeah, as a PLSQL developer, you need to have a proper roadmap to having a concepts of database management system, then SQL, then PLSQL, right? And for Python, if you know Python, it will be an add-on for you. As we all know, Python is very simple. It's my favorite language again. Okay, Ravi Kiran is saying, I am unable to install MySQL. C++ connector is not installed. My laptop is 32-bit. So why don't you check out our video on how to install MySQL? We do actually our video on installing MySQL. I think that will help you out, Ravi Kiran. Okay. Jivan is saying, ma'am, please create a video or create a video to JavaScript and put some most important questions like who are creator of JavaScript, which your JavaScript come like that. I'll put the video. So in this case, Jivan, I should say we do have video on JavaScript. Please check out our playlist and you will get that, right? And yeah, again, don't forget to subscribe Great Learning. It's always gonna give you a good content and always give you a heads up on new content we are going to give you, right? Okay, again I lost it. Let me just check. Okay, I think I give your answer. Sanjay again asking difference between MySQL, Oracle SQL, and can you see something is similar in between this? Okay, so something difference between MySQL and Oracle SQL, there is no such difference you will get. There is few here and there difference in the command, right? So there is, like, as the company is different, there are few difference you will get for this particular two tool, like for MySQL and Oracle SQL, but again, we do have NCSQL to work with these two. Someone is asking about what is SAS in MSBI. I really don't have idea. I am not that good in SAS. Okay. Yes, Lens is asking, ma'am, could you please show some example of queries to extract, transform and load data in database? Great Learning. Yes, we can do that. That will be a like interesting one. I will answer a few more questions and then I will show you how to get started with MySQL. A little bit of very basic commands with MySQL. Are you up for it, guys? Do you want to see how to start with MySQL, the basic commands in MySQL? Let me know in the live chat. Okay, Shampan is saying how to update multiple records in table. Can you show example? Why not? We can do a small, practical session on MySQL. Interacting query writing possible. I don't understand, Srinivas, what your question is all about. Okay, Satyam is asking, can you make a video on how to connect DB to dynamic website through PHP and SQL? Yeah, we can come up with a video on this, and guys, whatever the suggestion you are giving me, please, this is my request to you guys, put this into comment box. For that we can actually use them to come up with a new tutorial on this or a live session, right? Like Satyam and others also, some of you guys I maybe forgot, but please don't forget to put that in the comment. Right? Lokesh is asking about acid properties. Okay. Data scientist course is same, Lalit Gupta. I don't understand your question. What is use of SQL in data science? How many of you don't understand the dotted point I have said, how SQL is connected with data science? Sutra is asking, is data science how much SQL knowledge is needed? So again, if you learn something, why do you think of what level of thing you need to know? Because if you start learning SQL, I should suggest you to learn the whole SQL. It's not that tough. It's very like simple. And the second thing is what you can check out our total playlist we have on SQL, almost for 10 hours content we have. If you can look into it, I can give you the guarantee you can start your own database management system on that. Which type of, okay, that's a good question, so Sutra. The basically the companies use relational database management system. We will talk about that. Give me a few more times, so I will just went through my content as well. Okay, Akanksha is saying from where to learn SQL. I just shown you guys for learning SQL. Why don't you go and check out the great learning one? This is something is called as MySQL Basics. Our moderator is going to send you this particular link. You can check this out. You can directly go and enroll for this course. You will get a certificate and lots of other learning materials as well. Basically, you will get a good idea how to start with. This course is made by me itself, and we do have lots of other courses in SQL as well. And this is basically, this course is designed by the professors and the prestigious universities, right? So please don't lose this particular opportunity you are getting, right? So some of you were asking about example of databases. Suppose, let me give you an example. What is a databases? Suppose we are talking about an online directory, right? So some of you were asking about, hey, what is the, how this is connected to data science. So let me give you an example over there. Suppose you have your online a telephone directory, or you have your online library. So when you have online library, when you have your own online telephone directory, and you want to make a model out of it, and you want to go for doing some really cool pretty project with it, that time did you think, if you don't store your data, how can you do that, right? So basically, storing your data using SQL is important. After you store your data, you can go for cleaning procedure, you can fetch your data using Python, you can store them in data frame, and then you can make your machine learning model out of it, and lastly you can deploy your model. This is the whole scenario, guys. So this is how we can say SQL is connected with data science, right? Okay, how to calculate cumulative sum in SQL? It's very easy, Vedant. I can ask you to check our video on SQL courses we have, right? It's you are going to give all, get all these things. Okay, Satyam is saying, can you make real-time real-time project like banking system, so that we can easily understand that how the SQL work? Why don't you go and check out our project on SQL for HR database management system, and also for a broadband connection system? I think that will give you all same feeling like how this SQL work, right? Okay. Okay, so Kashyap is saying MySQL has relation which are linked. So for MySQL, not for MySQL, for SQL we have few types of database. Let's talk about that, right? Okay, I will answer your questions, guys, later. Then let me just show you few things, right? So as we have talked about what is database management system, let me show you what is relational database management system. How many of you have idea about relational database management system? As we were talking about making a join, subquery, but did you know there is a very basic concepts of RDBMS? RDBMS is nothing but known as relational database management system. So if you are a student from college who started working with SQL, I should suggest you go and learn about RDBMS, because it's going to give you a plenty of things to work with your DBMS, right? Okay, I need to skip lots of questions, guys. I'm really sorry. I will answer them. Okay, so RDBMS is basically a relational database management system where you actually going to relate or making a relation between different tables. You can see in the data, like in this image itself, there are suppose 10-15 tables you have, and you are making a relation with each and every one, right? When you make a relation like with each another table, what is going to happen, you can fetch data from different table using one particular query, right? So this is something going to help you to fetch your data, to manipulate your data as well, right? Okay. Someone is asking, how do I write complex queries? So writing complex query, you have to understand the database in a very proper way, right? So yeah. Okay, I can get some other questions. Can we develop or deploy ML models in SQL Server? Abhishek, I never tried to do that, and I'm not sure about it, so I cannot give you a proper answer for this. Can we develop or deploy machine learning model in SQL Server or not? In this case, I will get back to you for sure. Sorry. NK Tiwari is asking, should we learn to write different SQL command? Writing query is still necessary, or writing query is replaced by automated tools? So NK Tiwari, main thing is whatever is going to come. What do you think? Like, suppose we have lots of things the human doesn't need to work on. Still we need human to, manually do something, right? There are lots of, automated tools we have which can actually make a query for you, but trust me, the way you will understand the problem, the machine can't. So basically learning SQL and learn to have a understanding what query you need to write for this particular problem is always helpful for you, right? So yeah, for most of the cases I can see there is a manual check is always there for most of the companies. Like maybe they have automated tools, but then also they need to have a human who actually need to cross check it, right? So always learning SQL is a plus add-on for everyone, guys. Ma'am, please tell me, where could we find your data science job preparation videos? Okay, for data science job preparation videos, guys, we do have come up with this in GLA. If you can go and if you can check it, this we have this particularly for job preparation, right? Okay, here only we have this, right? For the live session we also have this, and for as we ask about the data science, can you see how many variations you have in particularly for data science? Can you see, right? So these are the things you can actually do for job preparation. When we talk about job preparation, a employer basically what wants from an employee, a basic idea. They will train you on their requirements, but if you have a clear basic idea, for that I can suggest you, why don't you go and check this out? It will always give you a good and base proper idea about data science. Okay, ma'am, how to upload images in SQL database? In this case you need to write a query, guys. I need to show you one. Okay, Shubhadev is asking about, do we call it SQL or SQL? So it's up to you guys. I call it SQL. Some of people call it SQL, right? It's something depends and varies, right? In this case, I cannot make any comment. Okay. Okay, so from Chaitanya, I get a question that how can we create a foolproof user authentication system using stored procedures so that we can call it from JDBC programming, so that we don't have to create REST APIs separately. For Chaitanya, it's something I cannot answer you over here because it takes time to make it, but yeah, you can do it, and you don't need to call REST APIs for that as well. So maybe why don't you put this in the comment and we can come up with the tutorial on that. It's a good idea, and no doubt, Chaitanya. Ahmed is really love this live session, ma'am. You are explaining really well. Thank you, Ahmed. I hope it's going to help all of you guys, and please do not forget to like this session, and please do let us know in the comment section what you just try to understand from us, what are the new courses you want from us, right? And please, I get lots of new ideas today from you guys. Please don't forget to put that in the comment section. uh, Okay, what is non-relational database? Okay, so Pramod, there is nothing called non-relational database system, but yeah, for relational database system, we do have lots of features, right? Data science using Java, Rohit, but I should suggest you, why don't you go for learning data science using Python or R, because this is right now trending and going to give you lots of features, as Python has lots of libraries to help your life and also make your life easy, right? How design database? Good question. How can we integrate Excel with SQL? So for SQL, integrated SQL with Excel, there is an import option we have in SQL. You can directly import SQL. You can directly import Excel on SQL, right? Maybe we can show this. Yeah, these are the really good suggestion you are giving, guys. So please don't forget to add this in the comment section, because we can come up with a really good tutorial on these particular suggestions you are giving me, right? So please, this is my request, please put that in the comment box, because I cannot write it down right now and I cannot make a note out of it. Please do let us know in the comment section. Pramod Sharma, I give the answer what is MongoDB. Ashish, maybe I skipped your question. Can you please repost your question? Maybe we already have something called Bank Database Management System live session. You can check that out. I think it will help you to understand how SQL works. And SQL Server, yes, we do come up with a tutorial or live session for SQL Server. Right? Okay, there is a question I got from primary key and foreign key. How many of you have idea about primary key and foreign key? This comes under, RDBMS. So how many of you have idea about foreign key? And this is something really good. So how many, I have this, okay, I don't have the key concepts in my presentation right now, but how many of you have idea about foreign key and primary key? So let me give you the answer for primary key and foreign key, Rohit Raj, for you. So primary key is something is going to help, again, this two types of key or whatever the type of key we use, that is basically comes under RDBMS. For relating a data, relating a table with another table, we use, suppose you want to make a relation between two tables, that time we have to go for using some key concepts, and the basic most used two key is primary key and foreign key. Now if we talked about for primary key, why do we use primary key? So primary key is basically a key. If you put, suppose you have, let me show you in the MySQL if I have something with me. Let me just check this out if I have something. I got something like this. Okay. Suppose if you look over here, right, this is my MySQL, right? So I am going to create a table. In this table, name is customer personal info, right? So when you have a table called customer personal info, in this case you have column for customer ID, customer name, date of birth, address, contact number, mail ID, gender, marital status, and all. Now you want to make your data non-repeated. Suppose you have done this, you have already stored a particular person's info and you don't want it to be repeated. That time what I have done, I make primary key customer ID. What it will do, suppose your customer ID is 1, right? So you have actually stored this particular customer ID 1 information in your database. Now in the second time, when you try to put customer ID 1 data to your database, it will give you an error. What it will say? Duplicate data entry. This is how it's gonna remove, or it's gonna help you to redundancy of data, to have less redundancy of the data, right? So this is basically about primary key. Now if we talk about foreign key, how this foreign key works, this foreign key is basically working like, suppose you want to make a relation between two particular table. Suppose customer ID is a foreign is a primary key for customer personal info. Now you have a different you can see this is something. You have a different table called customer reference info, right? What you have in the first one, you had customer personal info, and the next table you have customer reference info. So when you have customer reference info, and here also you have primary key of customer id, right? But if you have customer id in this table as well, that time customer id will be your foreign key for for the previous table. Now if we talk about the previous table, so previous table also have customer id, this table also have customer id, so you can say this customer id is your foreign key. But be sure, sorry, for the previous table the customer id is your primary key, right? So this is the difference between primary and foreign key. I hope your answer is clear, Rohit, right? The difference between primary key and foreign key. Granand is asking, my question is data validations and storing data of Excel to database SQL. Yes, you can do the data validation and store your data to database SQL from Excel. You can do that, right? Maybe we will come up with a tutorial for that, how to actually access Excel from SQL, right? We can come up with a tutorial or a live session for that. Okay, how can you please show us with an example of CT is for speeding up execution of result fast? Not in this part, Ansul, because for that I need to actually make a whole total database. I need to store the data, right? But again, whatever the information you are giving, guys, whatever the idea you are giving, I do appreciate this a lot. Please do let us know in the comment chat, for in the comment, not the chat, for that we can come up with this tutorial, right? SQL is language, MySQL is analytic tool by Oracle. I don't understand, Anishul, what you are talking about. Okay, ma'am, please answer about DSA requirement for interview cracking in top companies, and it is necessary for any job position. uh, DSA, the full form, data structure you are talking about, or data science? Sandeep, if you can clear it out. Okay, ma'am, can you explain natural join and join? Yeah, for join I can show you, right? How ear diagram related to RDBMS? It's a good question. How ear diagram related to us? Okay, how ear diagram related to RDBMS? So basically we use ear diagram to make a proper blueprint of your database, right? So when you try to have a blueprint of your database, that time you have to go for using ear diagram, right? So suppose you are trying to make a proper whole database management system, and you make a proper plan for it using ear diagrams, right? So this is how you can see, this is a nothing but blueprint for your database management system. This is how it's related to RDBMS. So which table is connected to which table, you want to give what relation to which table. So that is basically in the ear diagram phase we do that, right? I hope I give lots of answers. So now some of you are asking about the few practical part. Let me show you. Suppose we are trying to make a new database, right? The very basic, right? The very basic commands I'm going to show you. Okay, so in this case, maybe you have, I like try to understand how to create your first database. What you need to write, just write create database and the database name. So in this case, my database name is bmsdb, and maybe I can put 1, right? So your command is create database, right? If you just run it over here, okay, database exists is showing. Okay, suppose, let me do that. Okay, so I just want to create a database called create database bmsdb. Can you see this is showing 1 row is affected? Let me make it little big. So you can see there is showing 1 row is affected. Why it's showing 1 row? Guys, please don't spam in the live chat. This is my request to you. Shiva, don't spam in the live chat. Okay, Sandeep is saying, ma'am, please answer me. I maybe skipped your question, Sandeep. Again, I'm sorry, but please, can you just uh, like re-explain your question? Sarjeet is asking, what is normalization? Normalization is basically normalize your data. Now you will ask me, why do I need to normalize your data? We have first degree, second degree, third degree, like 3NF, first NF, second NF, third NF, normalization. We do have video on that. If you really want to have a good understanding about normalization, you can check them out. But normalization is basically used for normalize your data. Now you will ask me, why do I need to normalize my data? Because if you really do the normalization of data, the storing procedure of your data and maintaining your data will be very easy with that, right? So there are few examples and there are few rules we have when it comes to normalization technique. So it's again a ask me anything session. I cannot explain you what is normalization, but yeah, we do have video on normalization. Please do check out on our channel, YouTube channel on Great Learning, and please subscribe Great Learning to have a good understanding. And okay, I need understanding about what else, what new things you guys want to learn from us, right? Okay, some of you asking what textbook or resources you recommended for beginner. Again, for beginner, if you really want to get started with a particular subject like SQL, again go and check out Great Learning. This is the first point of resources you can get where you can actually learn it. From there you can get lots of free materials. From there you can get a free certificate. This will always motivate a person when we start a new thing. If you crack a certificate, that's also free of cost, right? Sandeep is asking, data structures and algorithm is necessary in top companies for any jobs position. Yes, data structure is always first priority for the companies, for any top priority companies. So we do have lots of session on competitive programming. You can check them out. Karthik is asking, ma'am, I'm a third year BTech. What should I do in DBMS for interview in fourth year? Okay, for that, what you can do, why don't you check out this particular video on our list, the whole list. We have MySQL list. I think our moderator is sending this link. If you don't get the link, please go check out go to Great Learning channel and check this playlist out. We have a full playlist for MySQL. You will get everything what you need to as like crack a interview, right? Mayank is asking how to make a website. We have video for that, how to make a website. This is very interesting, guys. Why don't you check them out? Right, I think I give all the answers as much as I can. If I actually missed anything, please do let us know in the comment section. We would love to answer your question. Can I input table from CSV file? Yes, you can do that in SQL. We will show you. We will surely come up with this tutorial on that. Right, and lastly, as we were talking about, I don't think we have enough time to do the demo part. So thank you guys, thank you so much basically to be with us and to always supporting us. So please do let us know in the comment section what new thing going to motivate you to learn. We will always try to come up with these new things for you guys, right? And thank you so much. If you have any doubt regarding SQL, please do put that in the comment section. Thank you, bye bye. We'll see you in the next session. Happy weekend.